Hello everybody, welcome to the video today. I wish you guys could see this guy's body, but today we're doing a rebuild of the Green Bay Packers, my favorite team, just to kick off Madden 24. So far, been loving the game, not gonna lie. Already done 2 videos on it, you guys can go check those out. I made this guy 5'5", 400 pounds, and you can't see it, and it's a little frustrating, but just lovely getting ready to coach up the Packers. Don't get me wrong, I think these mini games are really good for training camp. I think it's a really good, lovely feature, but the fact is, I don't want to do them, so I will simulate over them, and I think I still should get some sort of prize for it, but you know what, we're just gonna go straight to the regular season. Actually, I'm gonna go one by one so I can make sure that the right roster cuts work, but you know how it goes. And we'll be using the same old draft class, which is the auto-generated one. We're not going to be using anything special. I'm gonna go ahead and hire and assign some scouts real quick, and then we can head into like the team building stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we did a horrible job getting scouts and whatnot, but it is what it is. I don't care too much about that. So let's go ahead and look at around the team. We should have some pretty good bright spots. Jordan Love should be somewhere around like a 70 overall. I'm kind of mad that Star Dev is no longer with him because I know that he used to, so it's a little unfortunate. But Jaden Reed here is a bright spot. Romeo Dubs looking like he's gonna be really good, so we'll see how he does this upcoming season. Bakhtiari, Jenkins, Myers, Runyon, Tom looks really good in the preseason. Luke Musgrave at a 66 is disgusting. Definitely needs to be higher than that. That's kind of ridiculous. And then Van Ness at a 74 is reasonable. He will probably start at rush. I don't know if we could put him on a rush end. It's gonna be weird how the way that I set up this defense, but I mean, man, this is crazy. I want Colby Wooden playing at left end here over Slayton, and we also have Carl Brooks, I forgot, out of I believe Bowling Green. So we need defensive line, interior. I don't know, we don't really necessarily need corner. Rasul Douglas is a bit on the older side, but Eric Stokes is there. We gotta head into this with quite the optimistic mindset between young and old. And at the midseason mark, starting 2-4 is obviously not what we want to do. So, a little unfortunate. Let's see what the contracts are, though, because I am concerned with guys like Bakhtiari and, of course, Rashawn Gary, who's got no interest in coming back. Darnell Savage is definitely going to be good. I want Runyon back, and then the rest of these guys I can really care less about. We'll keep Keyshawn Nixon. Rashawn Gary should take this contract if he wants to be here. We've got the salary cap not to do that. I didn't realize it was that low. It's going to be a tight squeeze here. Runyon I want for the rest of his age 20. Age 20, so we'll try to give him a pretty juiced deal, and we do, and this offer certainly doesn't. What in the world, you're telling me you're not going to take that? That's pretty good, but I gave him a little bit of a pay cut for the duration of 5 years though, so would have been a good deal for him in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. And national scouting, for like whatever reason, the strengths of the class is definitely interior defensive line. That's what we need, so just go for D tackles. You know, it should work for our 3-4 headed towards the playoffs. We'll see if we can make it flip our season around, but I highly doubt it. What the dude, what do you mean I'm a free agent? What does that even mean? You were fired. Yeah, let's acknowledge that. What the dude? Well, here we go. You guys will be able to see my character. I'm restarting the franchise. I'm just gonna copy everything I did from number 1 to number 2 here, but Jiminy Christmas, man. And there's our head coach, boys. Just lovely. There's our guy. Look at the bright side, boys. This time I'm gonna sign the right scouts, though. I don't think you guys understand how long it's been. It's 26 minutes and 46 seconds into this freaking recording, and so far, and I still couldn't get a Keyshawn Nixon deal to go through, by the way. I was still trying to cheap him out a little bit, but someone definitely recognized it. So now that we have our defensive tackles covered, I can pick a different skill position too. So our scouts are pretty good through here, but if we're going to look at the strengths of the whole class, it's wide receiver, quarterback, and right outside linebacker, with weaknesses of pretty much the interior line and whatnot. So what I might just do is just set focus and then just go to receiver. If we can find a good one, it's good. Regardless, I'll just do it. We have our justice. I didn't quite see what we were at in the midseason point of this rerun of our rebuild here. So we actually come out 11-6. We are in the playoffs, first of many. So I wouldn't have gotten fired this time around. That's still gonna be funny. I don't care how many of you guys actually like watch these rebuilds consistently, but that probably will be an ongoing joke. Carl Brooks apparently showed out. So yeah, we have quite a few upgrades here, which is good signs, especially to our younger players like Lucas Van Ness, Carl Brooks, and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and check the midseason stats real quick. I said mid-season. I did not mean to say that. It's the end of the season. Jordan Love was fine. He wasn't great by any means, any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully he can progress into a great quarterback is what I was going to finish saying. But Aaron Jones, by the way, man, that's pretty good numbers there. Christian Watson led the team in receiving with 872, Dobbs with 724, Jaden Reed with 690. Didn't move Degora out of the freaking starting tight end spot. That restart really killed me. But tackle wise, good stuff all around. Tackles for loss, Kenny Clark was up there with Sean Gary doing his thing. Devontae Wyatt was quite good, and Carl Brooks also, so good stuff there. And then sack wise, two good players. I mean, I wish Sean Gary would have done a little bit more, but Devontae Wyatt was really good playing from the interior. Preston Smith still got some pressure. Carl Brooks was there. Lucas Van Essen half a season, because that's when I switched him to rush end. Only got half a sack, so a little unfortunate. Jair had 7 INTs though, good for him, along with Devondre Campbell's 5. 3 from Savage, 2 from Stokes, 2 from Rudy, and 1 from from Smith and Douglas. I've got to get back into the swing of these things here, these rebuilds and everything like that with whole Madden, because I've been stumbling quite a bit with my words and not quite knowing where to go with them. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we're actually doing pretty well. Wild card first season. Is this even a rebuild? And I did not mean to press that out of all things. Let's get this going. Let's see if we can get past the lovely Atlanta Falcons. I'd love to beat them in the division or in the wild card, as much as I would also like to. Wait, it said, wait a minute, are they playing? Okay, they're not playing with me. Stop it. I need to get my brain on, because this is not what it looks like when it's turned on. Josiah Deguara is up to a 70 overall. That could have been Luke Musgrave. Fuck that. The 49ers end up winning the Super Bowl, so that's cool. I don't even care anymore about the the season recap here or whatever it is. Go try to make a last-ditch effort at either AJ Dillon or Keyshawn Nixon. Obviously, was like, that's not a toss-up, it's AJ Dillon. I don't know if I want AJ Dillon. I don't know if he's in the long-term plans of this franchise. I'm not going to just put him on like a 1-year or 2-year deal. So it really comes down to which one do I want more, and honestly, that might be Keyshawn Nixon. We got to accept. Are we going to? I mean, it's a kind of a toss-up. If he's only going to get better, no. And then AJ Dillon, sure, I want back. Keyshawn Nixon, as appealing as it is, no. And Darnell Savage still has no interest in coming back either, which is a little unfortunate, because I would have loved to have him. Anthony Johnson, though, the kid out of Iowa State, I think he's out of the Cyclones. I mean, that would be such a fun one, but unfortunately, we can't do that. And we also can't even afford Darnell Savage. It's going to be a long off season. I don't even think we can afford AJ by any means. So we actually will just go ahead and sign Keyshawn Nixon back if we can figure it out, because he wanted more money. Last offer I submitted, he wanted just a little bit more money, so we'll go ahead and do that. 7 years, by the way, is kind of insane, so forgot to lower down the years on that. If we wanted to, we can accept the offer of, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna accept the offer of Eric Stokes. It'll hold his contract off for another year. I don't know if we'll be able to pay for it next year, so I'd love to keep him around on the 5th-year option. So all good there. Let's head into free agency with our heads held high and no money. We'll see if there's any must-haves in here, and we might be able to restructure a couple contracts to get it done. As great as Cam Wilkins would be, or Christian, I don't know why Cam went there, went to my mind. Dolphins, Cam Wake, maybe, I don't know. You know, it'd have to be a deal like this, and there's just no way we're going to be able to free up $17 million. So I think that we'll just go ahead and pass on him. I think right now what we'd be looking for is, like, you know, another interior solution in place of Carl Brooks or anything like that. I don't think I'd be looking for anything more. I do like Mike Dana, but he's more of an edge, and Chris Wormley would be more of our scheme. Falarunso Fadikasi, not quite the type of guy I want. If we could get Michael Pierce, you know what, on a great young, okay, no, he's not even going to be close to obtainable. So we might have to stick with rookie Colby Wooden or Carl Brooks for another year. I won't go ahead and worry about restructuring any contracts now. Let's just head to the draft, see what we can get out of there, cut our losses in free agency, and move on. And this is why I probably would have preferred not to make the playoffs in general, is because we have the 20th pick now instead of anything even remotely closer down to the bottom. We'll see what's available around the top here in case we do want to make a trade up, get rid of a guy like David Bakhtiari or anything. This guy doesn't even look like this draft in general doesn't even look all that great. This guy could be pretty good. Just don't think it's realistic to think that we're gonna get someone like that. This guy right here looks pretty bad with the D catching. That's pretty bad tell. Not really interested in him. Eric Short here though. This is interesting. Eric Short looks a little bit better. really athletic. And what sort of strength is he at? He's really strong. Yeah, this guy looks pretty good. His finesse in general is a little questionable. But if he's available at our spot, I wouldn't mind taking a shot on a guard like that at 20. And if he's supposed to go at, what was that, 22 even? Maybe a little bit down, 23. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Kenny Gross. He might be gross. I mean, the top two things that I saw from him wasn't bad. 6'5", and I'm sure if he runs in the 4.4s, it's a good. Well, 4.36 at 6'5". A, catch in traffic. B, catching. C, deep route. C, short route. A to B, run block. C, medium. C, release. This guy looks like a pretty good project. Good thing we already have one of those, or three of those, if you will. I mean, we have receivers just like him everywhere. Yeah, I really have got no preferences. I think that we'll just skip to our pick, and if we can get someone good, so be it. I'm not going to look to move around the board too much, and if I find someone down the board that I like, then I will be sure to make an attempt at him. But here in our first Madden 24 draft, heard these things have been quite juiced. Here's the tackle I kind of liked. So this guy can take over for David Bakhtiari at some point. Looks good. Looks really good. Wow, he's really athletic and has great strength. That's pretty good. But another one of those where his finesse just looks questionable. That can be pretty good, but it also could be god-awful. Everything about his run blocking kind of just scares me. I think he's our base pick right now if we don't want to trade this pick away. I think I'd rather invest in a what could be great guard or tackle. But, I mean, we look around here. Kenny Gross is here. But would I want another project receiver? No. That's a pretty easy question to answer. This guy right here is a little interesting. I just wish he had better block shed, which is pretty easy to upgrade, actually, for defensive tackles. If Eric Marshall was taller and a little bit more appealing than the B to D man coverage, then maybe. But I don't even know his athleticism. He could be pretty good. This guy right here, this is interesting. Let's see what sort of athlete this guy is. If he's a crazy athlete, which he's not, then I would consider it. But just because of the B block shed to the A player act to the B power moves and B tackling this late is not bad. But the F finesse moves and the B to D awareness can wear you a little bit. So it is a little difficult here to kind of gauge one out. Elijah Ward, he could be our A.J. Dillon replacement. Doesn't run all that fast. He looks good. Just not really what I want right now, especially not in the first round, let alone the top 20. I'm a bad decision maker. And right here, I'm probably just going to try to get lucky with Jerry Hurley. He's got a great mold, super athletic, and very strong. We'll just go ahead and draft Jerry Hurley. Hidden development, future tackle for us. Probably not what we want, though. I mean, we'll see what we can get here in round 2, but I don't know. I don't like the strength of this class. And we actually have 2 second-round picks, this one being 16, and we're not going to pass up on Kenny Gross here. He's 6'5", right? And runs in the 4.3s. That is really good. He's got tells that he's going to be good. We'll just pick Kenny Gross, like I said. Oh, that's so good. That pick, I like right there. I'm going to fall in love with him, and then there will be no stopping me from making him wide receiver 1 in year 1. We'll see if anybody else goes here in the next couple picks here. That looks good. The worst I could see coming of simulating through this one is accidentally simulating mine, which we are not going to do. We're going to look down the board, scan around, look for something good. All right, another one that looks almost too good to be true was C zone coverage. He can sit behind Darnell for a year. Never mind, I think we've cut our losses with him, so we do need a safety, and that's just that. And this man is more athletic than I've seen in past drafts here. B pursuit, B stamina, A tackling is huge. With only C and C zone coverage and man coverage isn't great. Block shedding I wish could be a bit better. This guy could be really good, or this guy could be really bad. Great athlete at bottom line, should be okay for this pick. I'll look around, but he's probably just going to be the pick. But like I said, look around, see if there's better options out there, like Pete Firth. Oh my goodness, boys, this guy looks insane. I might have to trade back up to this point, but Pete Firth, A awareness, A run block, A lead block, B pass block, B pass block finesse, A to C pass block power, B to D finesse is the only thing that could be bad. Also, by the way, we want to go over. You want to see that? That's insane. Elite, great, elite, elite, great, great. He's my pick. That's just bottom line. He's my pick. I don't even care about normal dev at that point. That's a good player. And Adonis Wilkinson, I went forward 2 picks, and Adonis Wilkinson is still here. And the Chiefs, they're contending. So I'm sure that they like the move up. We'll see what we can do with them. We'll see if we can deal. And oh my goodness, we needed that tackle in the first place. But looking around our team here, needs safety as well. Anthony Johnson, I'm fine starting at safety this year. But right now, our look will look like this. Not good. But let's find the Chiefs and see if we can get the deal done. This is my first time trading with the 6 slots, and it's really exciting. Like, I could you not? This is amazing. And they're actually putting us in a tough situation here with only having $700,000 in cap. So we'll go ahead and we'll just skip past their picks. Wait till we can find someone that's a little bit easier to trade with. And it's a done deal. Royce Newman, our third this year. Basically, we're moving up a few spots for, 3 rounds worth of picks. It's not that big of a deal. And one of them is next year's 5th. So it's really not that big of a deal. We'll hop back up. We will pick this free safety. I don't care how great his overall is. He still looks like a good player, and he still might just do well regardless in simulation. He's also a little bit older too, so good. I'm just worried about the awareness on him. If that ends up being bad, then we could have trouble. But hidden development, 91 speed, free safety, Adonis Wilkinson. Great name too. I like how my main focus coming into this draft was going to be defensive tackle. We came out of here with no interior lineman whatsoever. And now we're looking at another corner here. He's just bad. Might be able to scrub up something from the bottom of the barrel with our remaining 2 picks. If we can't find a suitable guy for our team, which I would almost bet that there's nobody down here that I want to try to take a hit on when I could try just to trade a few picks, So I put our 4th, 5th, and 7th into this pick, and we can get a next year 3rd, a bundle of picks here, but not really worth. The thing I want though from these teams is probably like a bad team's 3rd, and so if we can find that, that'd be great. Like a next year 3rd from the Dolphins, I don't think would be horrible. There was one that I found, so there's a 2025 3rd and a 6th in return. 2026 3rd. Oh, here's the deal. You know what, we will just go ahead and do that. Oh, we can't do that, never mind, my bad. I don't know how that's not possible, but is what it is. I think that we'll just go back over. We'll try to accept one of these at least. Can we do that? Are we sure? Yeah, okay, we can do that. So, all right, we got a 3rd. We got a 3rd, I think, next year or in 2 years. So I think it's worth. And moment of truth, death, or whatever. The results are coming in, and we got ourselves some studs. Oh my goodness. All in the top, 75. That's not 77 picks, maybe. We got Adonis Wilkinson, legendary name, 74 overall. Pete Firth, center, normal development, only normal development guy. Jerry Hurley was really good pick, I guess, for our time. And then Kenny Gross was really good as well. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy, because we're going to keep going up here. Probably should have just gone down. All rounds, pick number 1 overall was 73, so that's got to be rough. Deion Spriggs seemed worth it, but weak draft class in general. Kyrie Townsend was the best guy, and then instantly down. Yeah, we did pretty good. In my eyes, we did really good in our draft and where we were drafting. So good stuff from us. We get some pretty valuable players at pretty needed positions, except interior defensive line, which is probably the most that we need right now. But our defense was good last year, and hopefully we can keep it up this year with the lack of support. So unfortunately, Kenny Gross is just in a bad spot. Honestly, all things considered, just a bad spot. Jaden Reed, he'll move up the depth chart. I really love the kid. I loved him coming out of MSU. I didn't really think that he was going to be picked where he was. I think he'd be more of a 4th to 5th round guy. But I mean, just a great player in general, and I hope that he can kind of work out. I think he was very pro ready and very lower, like much of a lower ceiling immediately than most of the other guys. So it is what it is. I like the pick, and if he's great, good, so be it. And I'm glad that they drafted him, but other than that, it's a little unfortunate. But moving forward here, I think that yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough to find out who the studs of this receiver room is. Christian Watson's obviously got to start for us. Romeo Dobbs will probably take the back seat, plus the slot. And Kenny Gross might just have to wait for an opening, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is. And we just signed AJ Dillon back on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal, so we have some sort of support because it's Aaron Jones and then nobody else under him, so it's a little unfortunate there. All we got to do is sign someone to get in the way of him. I'll set the depth chart and we can look over the team. And right here, you guys, first thing you'll notice is this guy starting over Josh Myers. It just, in my opinion, needed to happen. I want to get this guy going as soon as we can. Zach Tom's here with Hurley waiting to take Bakhtiari's spot. And, you know, Runyon will still start. Jenkins will still start. Musgrave into that starting role now. I do like Tucker Kraft quite a bit, but I think Musgrave just offers the most upside, so we'll do that. Jordan Love will have to do for now. I think that we'll try to keep him and develop him long term, but if we don't see good numbers out of him soon, we might have a problem with that. Kenny Gross obviously is here. AJ Dillon back in roster, so that's good. Defense, you'll notice we're kind of lacking on the interior, like I've mentioned multiple times now. Devondre Campbell might have to, you know, wait it out right now because he's gonna retire. He's like 32, right? Like some old. So, okay, 31. So my bad, but I just put Quay Walker in above him. Quay Walker's just such a good talent, a good player. It is what it is. Wilkinson on one side, Anthony Johnson on the other. I know probably lackluster here, Anthony Johnson, but 6'2", 205, 25 years of age. Zone coverage isn't great. He's got good athleticism, not great. Coverages, again, not great. Tackles, not great. Pursuits, pretty good. So we'll see what he can do. If he's a liability, so be it. We're still rebuilding the team, and got to make sure to put Romeo Doubs in the slot, and then we'll be on our way. And what a start to the season. We start 5-1. That is a-okay in my heart. All right, this is insane. Can you remember the last time you were excited about a team's record in the first half of a rebuild? I can't. Right here, this is gonna be difficult to hash out a contract here. Kenny Clark, he's not gonna be an easy sign, but we're gonna have to. 4 years is fine. He'll be here till he's 32. We'll see how these guys do by the end of the these two do by the end of the year, but nothing that I really want to work with right now. Rasul, if you want a 1-year deal, that's fine. In fact, I'll even give you a little extra money because we have it. So Rasul Douglas can just get a deal. Bach, we just drafted your replacement, 1-year deal. I shouldn't even need to give him that extra half there. I'm fine with this. You know, if we want to give David Bakhtiari just another year, that's fine, as long as he wants to come back and play. Jordan Love might be a pretty... Okay, this is very easy. So he's got QB of the future tag, but also bridge quarterback. We can tag him on for 6 years, which would probably be the main one right here, is to keep him on such a cheap deal for too long. You know, in real life, people might have a problem with this as he gets better, but in my eyes, I think that that's a steal. So we'll just go ahead and give him the contract. I really don't have an issue with doing that. Myers is gone. Duffy is as gone as that hairline. That is something. Now we'll have to accept Quay Walker's option and Devontae Wyatt. I think that those will both be not important, but good exceptions. But we'll go ahead and look at some stats. First half of the season here, Jordan Love's been standing out. I mean, this is stellar numbers. 1,400 yards on the dot, 67% completion percentage, only 3 interceptions to 13 touchdowns is not bad at all. Aaron Jones taking a little bit of a step back. AJ Dillon actually doing better than he is, all things considered. Receiving, Christian Watson doing pretty good. Romeo Doubs doing okay. Jaden Reed up there. Luke Musgrave getting some work. And defensively, tackles, you know, same old tackles for loss. Devontae Wyatt's actually leading the team. Rashawn Gary, 2 behind him with 4, leading the team in sacks for 3.5, tied with Kenny Clark, and 3 for Lucas Van Ness, who hopefully can break out sooner or later. Only 1 INT on the whole entire team, and it's Devondre Campbell, so not bad. Sorry if I talked a little bit fast there. I do that sometimes. It's a little unfortunate, but yeah, draft class, got that dial in. It'll just be auto-generated. We got all the players we need back. I will look to see if we want to make a trade or two. I don't think that it's going to be necessary, but I want to do it because this trade finder's fun. So there's appealing options here for Devondre Campbell. I'm obviously not going to acquire another receiver, but Kwity Paye is definitely tempting. I just can't find myself to pull the trigger, even though we need line. We don't need edge. We have Rashawn Gary and outside linebacker Lucas Van Ness, and none of these other deals are worth it in my eyes, not even Teron Johnson. So Devondre Campbell will stay on the team, help us hopefully excel this team forward, considering we are 5-1 and made the playoffs last season. So I don't know. I wanted to see if we could, if there's a chance we can get something there. Just didn't happen. So we start 5-1. We're going to go ahead, try to fall out the season with our current roster players set, and let's see what we can do. We finished 9-8. The Vikings had a pretty good second half as well, so we are going to miss out on the playoffs. Little unfortunate. Upgrade the players and look at some stats. And Jordan Love finishes the season with nearly 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns is really good, but 16 interceptions, a little bit more than he was on track for in the beginning of the season. AJ Dillon might get a re-sign here. We'll re-sign AJ Dillon. He's gonna be old by that time though. Might give him like another 1 year, 2 year deal, whatever it is that he wants. If it's short term, Christian Watson over 1,000 yards, just barely. Romeo Doubs next up with Jaden Reed, not too far off. Luke Musgrave nears 600. Kenny Gross does get some reps at receiver, so that's okay. Defensively, Devondre Campbell doing okay. Sean Gary, Devontae Wyatt, top of the board at 14 TFLs, 10 for Kenny Clark, and sack-wise, Rashawn Gary leads the team with 9.5. Kenny Clark next with 7. And Van Ness, not really broke out, but just a good, solid year with 8 TFLs, 7 QB sacks, and interceptions. Was not near off the hook as last year, so we've got some interesting decisions to make this offseason. So let's hop right into that and hopefully sort this team out. And obviously want to accept Quay Walker. And then as far as Aaron Jones goes, man, I'm not going to do it. AJ Dillon, though, if he wants like a 1-2 year deal, that's fine. And he's willing to come on for a little bit cheaper. I'm not really trying to go all out right now. I don't think he'll, be the long-term solution anyways. That's why I'm signing him to such a short deal. I wish I traded Josh Myers, man. Should have been smarter on me. We'll accept Devontae Wyatt's option, although he's already 27 and 72 years old, 72 overall. So if he doesn't do anything after this year, we are definitely not keeping him around. He's an older rookie and doesn't really offer too much. And would you look at that? We actually have some money to do stuff now. 90 overall, Tua Tagovailoa. Man, he's getting right. Madden's doing him some favors. We could use a safety, not quite a free safety. We already got that covered. Elijah Mitchell is here. Someone I would consider if we did not just re-sign AJ Dillon, but Khalil Herbert still I'm a fan of his for sure. Wide receivers, not really interested anyways, so glad there's no really selection there. Tommy Tremble could be someone. Musgrave's up to only a 69. He's 24. Tremble's just a year older, out of Notre Dame. I don't know. I think we'll pass. I know it's not crazy exactly, but it's a logical move, and I'm not making it. It is what it is. I'm not really going in on that. Center, we've got a replacement. Right guard's fine. Tackle could be good, but don't necessarily need it. Zadarius Smith in a return wouldn't be horrible. He'd be coming off the edge and playing over our guy. He'd be playing over Lucas Van Ness, which I'm not interested in. We need someone to help out on the inside, especially with our run defense and block shedding. That's Michael Pierce's game. So right now he's the leading contender. I don't think that there's anybody else. So we'll go Michael Pierce. We'll try to get a deal done with him. 1 year, give him quite a bit of money. And another thing I have to mention, we have to start looking towards the future, and I'm not sure it's going to be quite with Ernest Jones, obviously, but a younger, normal development guy. Devondre Campbell's kind of falling off a cliff here. If we want to trade him this offseason, that's fine. But Ernest Jones, it's too good of a deal. And if we can get him, star development, that'd be really good. He just seems too good. If he wants to sign for 2 and then do that, if he wants to sign for nearly, fairly cheap deal, let's be real, then I'd be more than willing. The rest of the guys are pretty much just too old. Not really wanted here. Yeah, sure. Call me ageist. I don't care. Okay, so we're targeting Michael Pierce, Ernest Jones, and Ronnie Harrison for a year to play over Anthony Johnson. So I think that this is fine. We're not making any big splashes or anything. So just go ahead, clean that up a little bit. My signings, Michael Pierce and Ronnie, and then Ernest Jones still might not be okay with taking that pay cut, but we'll go ahead and evaluate again. And it looks like we will get him. So Ernest Jones, Ronnie Harrison, welcome to the team. Michael Pierce for a year is fine. Ronnie Harrison's almost here, or already here for Ronnie Harrison is going to be here only for a year as well, but he's a little bit younger, so Michael Pierce might be, you know, headed out the door even after this. So we'll head to the draft, see if we can find anything appealing in there too. So we actually do have a few picks, and that third that we got is going to help us out. So we got 18, and then we have second round, we have the 18th pick in that round, and then 8th and 18th pick in the third round. So that's good. And then if there's anything left by the end of it, oh my goodness, that's the guy at the top, Jalen Carter. Is he out of Georgia? He's out of Washington. Could have been fun. This guy right here doesn't even look half bad, but he doesn't look like worth that #1 overall pick, although that is freaky. He is an insane athlete, and his skills, that's really good stuff, actually. Am I going to trade up to #1? No chance, but he looks good. Then everyone down towards like where I picked, they just look like a bunch of freaking bums. Another pretty bad class, it looks like. See here, 4-4 is not bad. I like I think he's 6'2" or something. B press, B tackle, B zone coverage, B man coverage, A to C play rec. This guy could be pretty good if we want to pick him up where, you know, where he's at. That's where we pick. That's fine. Nobody else really strikes my interest though, if I'm being honest. Okay, never mind. I lied. This guy's kind of striking some interest right now. 21 years old, 301 pounds at 6'5". Isn't freaky by any means. He's just got good to like everything. He can move laterally pretty good though. B awareness is a good tell for the overall with A power moves. That's really good. On the other side of Kenny Clark, we can have a pretty good pass rushing duo from the interior, and then have some chunky edge rushers like Rashawn Gary, but Van Ness is pretty straightforward. But this guy could be good right here, and he could be developed as a run blocker. It's not really an issue. So if Antoine Logan is available at my pick, that's going to be very tough to pick between him and that corner I was just looking at. Oh, wow. These two guys down the board, too. So we've got Texas's Sheldon Webster here, who's a little undersized at 6'2", but he's got some good weight on him. Probably not as much as you'd like at physicals. He's pretty good at athlete. Skills look great for where you'd be potentially picking him. And then that corner under him looked like he had pretty good size. I'm not quite sure on athleticism or anything. Try to find them again. They are just a little bit further down. Where are they at though? There they are. So here, this is the dynamic duo. Nick Mitchell at 6'2", 202. Built kind of like, I don't know, that's pretty good. Good stuff there. Skills, nothing crazy with D play rec, so I was kind of wrong about him. He could be good, but just not as good as the top guy. I think I'll just simulate until one of the two top guys I want goes, and then just grab the other. So we'll go until Antoine Logan or this guy right here, Christian Flowers, goes. And now we actually have our pick of the crop, which is going to be the two guys down here. Let's look for him, Antoine Logan or this guy right here. So I think our first pick will be Antoine. It's just kind of logical in a way, and he'll also have a year to sit behind Michael Pierce. Just looks good, and you know, looks well rounded. So we'll go ahead and do Antoine Logan. Hidden development, good all around. Looks good. And I was gonna start trading down to see if I could get that Flowers kid at some like discount, but I don't think we will. The next best guys we had coming up was that group of the other two. It's a done deal. Sean Ryan, our second third round pick. So the one that's further back and not so early will get us the first pick of the second round, basically, to go in and make our selection. I'm gonna go after that one kid. Forgot what his name was, but he's down the board quite a bit. I just wanted to ensure that we get him. Sheldon Webster. I know it's another D tackle. Ian, what are you doing? Dude, I'm getting a good player. Might be a little undersized, but he looks good. I want him. All right, let me have it. Here's another D tackle that actually looks pretty good in terms of run stopper or just like block shedding in general. But right now I'm looking for first sure players, and if I can't find any, here's another good D tackle. And if I can't find any, I have a plan, but this guy looks pretty damn good right here. You're trying to stop the run, and then this guy looks really good as well. Oh my God. Why are there so many good players right now? What the frick is going on? Down the board, this class doesn't look bad. I want to see if this guy's athletic here as well. Because if this guy's an athlete, then... Alright, he's not much of an athlete, but... I mean, man, some of these guys, man, these guys look good. I simmed to the first pick of the third round to see if there was going to be anyone I like here, and if I had to guess, there's going to be one or two people that stand out, but so far only just this guy actually. It looks like my guy's gone, the guy that I said looked really good, so that is a little unfortunate, but thought I'd look down the board a tad bit. This guy right here, we'll take a little look here at James Lucas. 2 first names, a little interesting. Skills, B awareness, A impact, lead block can be pretty bad, finesse can be pretty bad, finesse again could be pretty bad, and his pass block power, so not a fan of that prospect. I do have an idea though in terms of what I want to do for this this upcoming draft pick, I guess. I don't know. Oh, here we go. We kind of have something here. Maybe this guy could be good, or this guy could be actually pretty bad. A hit power, B zone coverage, B tackle, and B block shedding all let me to believe that he's pretty good, with A to C like assuring awareness there. The only thing that I could see being bad is play recognition could be god awful, pursuit could be a C, and then if man coverage is a D, then we're really screwed here with his overall. But he's still got the tools. I don't really know though if I want to do this, but we'll go down, I'll simulate to my pick, and if he's there, I'll consider it. Yeah, of course he's still gonna be here. He was a bit down the board. Let's see what I can do here. Oh my lord. So this was my plan, was to put the 3rd rounder in Devondre Campbell, and then I added the 6th and 7th because I said, well, why not? I'm not going to use him. And we could get Calvin Ridley if we wanted to. Michael Mayer. That's not fair. Do I do the most unrealistic thing here and just take Michael Mayer? I'm going to do it. So Michael Mayer's mine. Oh my god, I was going through the trade finder. I found out Adonis Wilkinson is a superstar X Factor. Let's go, boys. Best pick so far of Madden 24 for me, by the way. And yes, this is the package I want to put together to get a pick around mine. Done deal. We get rid of Preston Smith finally, 4th, 5th, and we get a very soon, I think the very next pick actually. No, we don't. All right, that's a little interesting. I thought that this next pick would have been ours, but our next pick is at the end of this round. Yikes. Alrighty then, that's interesting. Done deal. We're setting him a this year for 3rd, next year 3rd, and a this year 7th, just for this 3rd to move up like 20 spots. If I get a bad draft class next year, then we won't need the 3rd round anyways. And plus, I've done my fair share of trading up in these first 2. I don't think I want to move up much more, no matter how good I think a player is. But if I can get a project player, like, if it would load, if I could get a project player like this guy again, then I would. So Rod Carter, W name, by the way, 6 foot 230, 21 years of age, great athleticism, skills. He's sharp. He could be pretty bad at the start, but he's got all the tools to be good. So we'll go ahead and pick him. Hidden development, 88 speed. Really happy with that pick. So came out of it, traded all of our picks away anyways. So we have no longer any more picks in this draft. Let's go ahead and see what we got. And the moment of truth here. Yep. Okay, so we got 3 studs again. So Antoine Logan was really good. Sheldon Webster was also pretty good. Rod Carter was really good. So, yeah, Rod Carter. He might actually get featured in this offense earlier than I thought he would. Might even come into action as soon as next year. And then we have some trade offers here for Ernest Jones. I do want to kind of just search around, see if there's any crazy good ones. It's kind of like that Michael Mayer deal, which is crazy that we have Michael Mayer right now. No, nothing even close. So we're good. And we've done this twice now, but I'm going to go ahead and sign back Aaron Jones. Deserves to be on the team. Still got superstar X Factor. He's still worth something. So we're going to go ahead and sign him back. It's just $3 million this season. I wouldn't rather have Elijah Mitchell either. So I think that's okay. We'll set the depth chart and get into this one. We'll get ahead. We'll go ahead and look at the team obviously first, but I want to set the depth chart and I don't want to do this. I keep accidentally clicking that and it's pissing me off. And we'll take a little look-see at the team here, getting ready for year number 3, I believe. Jordan Love, still our quarterback, still kicking it there. I wish he was better, man. Romeo Doubs is our wide receiver 3 now. Jaden Reed, our wide receiver 2. Christian Watson at number 1. I put Jaden Reed in the slot as well. Gross only at star dev. I think we'll just let go of Romeo Doubs, even though I like him more than Watson in real life. So it's kind of a pain. But offensive line is okay. I need Zach Tom to take a step up, Firth to keep developing, and we'll be fine. Michael Mayer's here now, something to remember, which is kind of insane what we got in return for such an old player that we replaced already with Ernest Jones. And then we have that other guy. I don't know where the guy that we drafted went, but linebackers are set, and we need Rodney Harrison at strong safety. I don't know where he's at right now, but I'll make sure that those guys are in place by the time we start the season. Antoine Logan, Webster, and then specialists, our D-line will look like Rashawn Gary on one side, Van Ness on the other, Kenny Clark and Michael Pierce up the middle, with Enigbari taking over any edge duties that need to be done, and then Logan taking over any backup defensive tackle roles that need to be taken over, and then Quay Walker to start at sub linebacker with Ernest Jones right here. Like I mentioned, Jalen Reed in the slot. Third down, running back is Aaron Jones with AJ Dillon, with Aaron Jones starting at running back. Well, in my opinion, we have our best team we've had, and we start off 2-4, so nothing you can really do about that. Our division's looking good with the Bears at 4-2, Vikings for 3-3, Lions just behind us at 2-5. I know you guys can't really see that, so I thought I'd let you guys know. Who's the breakout wide receiver? I have $20 on it being Christian Watson. Let's say Christian Watson. And who wanted to say that, huh? Love this game. Yep, it's Christian Watson. It's unrealistic. He's not getting 150 yards or 3 touchdowns. It's very unlikely. So if he does, it's awesome. Good for him, but it's just not going to happen. We'll look at players we have to negotiate with, and one of them being Christian Watson. And I don't know how much he wants to get paid, and this is very doable, so I'm fine with doing this. We'll go 4-3. He'll average somewhere around 7 a year, and that should be fine. It's not really a big deal. Eric Stokes, I want back, please. Especially we're going to be losing Rasul Douglas, and that is a fact. He's way too old. I'd rather have Stokes here for that amount of money, other than Rasul Douglas kicking it and just getting older by the day. David Bakhtiari, he's as good as gone. Romeo Dobbs, like I said, I think he might be as good as gone. We'll try to trade him right now. Zach Tom, I am interested in wanting back. I want him back, like, for sure. I want Enigbare. I don't know if I want Harrison. So it's gonna put us in a tough spot. We've got our backup D tackle now. We don't need Michael Pierce, and I probably should pursue a tackle now that David Bakhtiari is leaving as well. So we'll try to put Romeo Dobbs and Rasul Douglas in a trade finder and look for a corner or a tackle in return. So this is what I'm debating right now, is Rasul Douglas and Jerome Andrews, like straight across, so we don't have to replace Ronnie Harrison next year, and we can just go pick up a corner in free agency if there is one. And that's probably as close as I'm going to get to a good deal. Tyjae Spears would be nice. Everything else is kind of mid, if you will. Nothing's really exactly what I was hoping for. This would be a good deal, but I mean, just not a position of need. So if we're going to get anything in return for Rasul Douglas, I'd rather it be like some 23-year-old strong safety that will definitely start for us. And we basically get virtually nothing in return for Romeo Dobbs here other than Isaiah Spiller, which, newsflash, not interested. Done deal. Zach Tom and Romeo Dobbs just across for Sam Cosmi. I could have gotten more, but I just want them off my team. Sam Cosmi's here. This trade might not make any sense to you guys, but just a 3 overall upgrade and some veteran presence at the tackle spot, I will just take that for now. Actually kind of thrilled about this. We go 4-13, putting us in a good spot for draft picks. Unfortunately, we don't have our third, which can come back to bite us, and it's okay. Rod Carter, by the way, has excelled, and I put him at the second sub linebacker spot at the mid-season point, so good to see he did some stuff and went up a couple overall, so that's pretty good. Adonis Wilkinson, our safety, has a new ability, so that's, or a new ability slot, so I'm guessing he hit 80 overall or something like that. Go ahead and review stats and awards here real quick. It takes a while. I don't know if this is a me thing, but it takes a while to kind of navigate through the menus, which is a little interesting. But best season out of Jordan Love, probably, with 14 interceptions, still a bit much, with only 25 passing touchdowns. It's not great, actually. Aaron Jones was fine. AJ Dillon was okay. Receiving, Jaden Reed, pop off, king. That's crazy. 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 98 receptions. He was pretty much the offense, which is cool. And then we come back here. I want to see Mr. Rod Carter, 70 tackles. It's not bad at all. Lucas Van Ness taking a step up, leading the team in tackles for loss, and then Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary getting it done on the inside with Devontae Wyatt close. Lucas Van Ness doing some stuff. Michael Pierce getting some in there as well. Quay Walker doing okay. Interceptions wise, we had a bit more this year than we did last, so not bad. But overall, just looking to improve on the season. That's kind of, or improve on the team this offseason. And that's what we can do every offseason. But we need to start to put in some emphasis on getting going, if you will. We are going to go ahead and accept Lucas Van Ness's option there. Aaron Jones regressing significantly. Can't have that. Bakhtiari, you know what? We've got 80 mil. You know, if he wants to come back and even take a little bit of a pay cut, that'd be great. He's going to test free agency. That's fine too. I'm not saying I couldn't care less, but there's just different things I'd rather do with my money. And we're going to go ahead and actually test that out in free agency, see what I want to do with my money. If there's a good class, then free agency should be pretty fun. And Bakhtiari is the second best player in the class. And then next is a punter, and then Tyler Lockett. Not a good class. I'll give you your money now, sir. I'll even give you more than I offered way back when I tried to give you a contract. We'll see where other teams stand on him. It looks like it's just us. Brock Purdy's here. And we have some money. Oh, shit. He's expensive as hell. I mean, he's expensive, you know, it's understandable, I guess, you know, it's not the end of the world, but that's a lot of money, and I want to give him, you know, the longest term deal possible. Brock Purdy, I mean, the fact that he's even a target right now is crazy. Brock Purdy, we don't even have the top offer on him. Shoot, man, this is definitely tough. I don't know how in I really want to be with Brock. I mean, this is going to be my deal right here. This is as far as I'll go, and hopefully that puts us at the top. If it doesn't, oh well. Texans still lead, so I don't know what to do. I'm not going to lie, but I think our running backs were dumped off in here, both of them, so we're going to have to look to renew that, and maybe that starts with Kenneth Gainwell on a 1 year, 2.5, you know, $4 million deal, whatever it could be, just to replenish that back roll kind of as a bridge guy if we can't find anyone else. We kind of look around, I guess. Dobbs went to free agency. And here will be our first little wave here. Bakhtiari will go after Brock Purdy. If we get him, we get him. Kenneth Gainwell's got some other offers on him. And then John Mechie and Andrew Booth, both as kind of depth guys at their position. We'll evaluate. We'll hope for the best. And honestly, I'm hoping for Brock Purdy. We don't get him. That's the one we don't get. Kenneth Gainwell, we are the leading one on. So it's tough, man. And we'll try to bring back veteran safety Adrian Amos back to where he was really, really good with the Packers. Still pretty good athlete, and we'll bring him back just on a 1 year. Antonio Gibson and Zamir White trying to head my way. I'm trying to get them to head my way, which would be good. So love to see what we can get, and we get all of them. So David Bakhtiari, Adrian Amos, John Mechie, Gibson, Booth, and Zamir White will all be Packers this upcoming season. And good news, Jaden Reed has superstar, by the way. So I was just going in here to try to see what we need in this upcoming draft, and Musgrave's finally up to a 70 overall. Love to see that. So believe it or not, I think we're looking at either corner or quarterback. So we're gonna go ahead into the draft. We only won 4 games this season, so it's gonna be pretty easy to generally move up if we have to. We even have the 2nd overall pick, so we are kind of in control of our destiny here, or in control of our faith here. I can't remember. We're gonna go ahead and look around. Eric Walker, Texans franchise, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. Texans franchise is the one I did last year, and the quarterback's name was Eric Walker. He wasn't a strong arm archetype, but oh my lord, he's an elite guy. A under pressure is pretty cool. Deep accuracy is really good. A play action, B short accuracy. We could just straight up take a gamble on Eric Walker. He'd already be better than Jordan Love, I guarantee you. Dale Cousins, Kirk Cousins' little brother. Hello. That'd be quite funny. He's a little undersized at 6'3", not crazy undersized, but just a little bit. He's not nearly the quarterback that the other one is, so I don't know. I don't think that the Broncos need it, but we would trade up if we had to. Mike Montgomery here. I'll do my research. I'll let you guys know what I find. Okay, so right here we have Dylan Forbes. I think that I'd be fine with Dylan Forbes or Eric Walker. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip to my pick. If one of the two gets picked, that's fine. I just have the other to rely on. And then we actually have the 2nd pick in the 2nd round. So I'll start looking down there at corners. If we can find any around, like, I don't know, this area. Starting here, see if there's any like good ones. A real good draft generator you guys have going here, Madden. Derek Hall, like this guy's name. Jalen Carter we saw earlier. Like, hello? This guy's a free safety with B block shedding, C man coverage, A pursuit, A tackle, A hit power. This guy could be pretty good, but fortunately we already have the best guy perhaps in the league. And my video is going out right now, so that's pretty cool stuff. Eric Walker, though, probably my dream quarterback here. He's probably not as good as I lead him on to be, or I lead to believe he is. The one thing that's so, like, just, you know, so nice to see is the A under pressure. That's something I'm comfortable with. And the first overall pick is offensive tackle Jose Dells. So now we actually have to pick between Eric Walker and the other guy, or we could trade down a pick and just wait for one or the other to go, because I don't know if I can make a decision, because the deep accuracy, there's so many different things that are just good on either one of them, so I don't really know, you know, if I can make a decision. I might have to let the game make it for me. Nah, it's gonna be Eric Walker here. I'm just gonna press the button. We're just gonna be done with it. Hitting 94 throw power is insane. 79 speed, still pretty good. 82 excel. Pretty good athlete, but 6'6", just a strong arm with elite throwing power, and A deep accuracy is very appealing to a fast group of receivers. So happy with that. And then we'll just go to here. I'm not worried because I didn't see any good corners, so perhaps more are revealed now that I couldn't see before, because you can only see down to like 50 spots. So we'll look for a corner, and if anything looks appealing, I'll let you guys know. Oh my god, Dylan Forbes is still here at the top. Could we pull a Kirk Cousins and Robert Griffin? But just, I can't believe Dylan Forbes fell. It's interesting. A really good player. Am I really going to do this right now? Yep, I'm doing it. Dylan Forbes. We have 3 quarterbacks on our team. Okay, normal. So it looks like we made the right pick with the first one. 93 throw power, though, is nice. Yeah, I didn't even look down the board for corners. I'll do that now. We've got Jordan Love as trading ammunition. We're good. That being said, that I have Jordan Love as trade ammo, and no one looks good at the depth of this class. Let's see if we can make a trade with Jordan Love, our 4th round pick, and make magic happen and get a cornerback. So I put Jordan Love and the rest of our draft into the thing, and we get Diamador Lenore with a 2nd rounder this year. And then 2 years down the road, a 3rd. Justin Reed with some picks. Mike Williams with a 3rd and a 5th. That one's pretty funny. I think like a good receiver could put us over the top. If we have Mike Williams, Jaden Reed, and then Christian Watson, that'd be good. But I'm fine with our receivers right now. I'm not looking to add a massive contract with a 31-year-old following it. Jordan Love just got star development, by the way, too. Diamador Lenore, as appealing as it is at 26, is good. I want a cornerback too, like to solidify next to what's his face, Jair Alexander, because we already have Eric Stokes at like an 80 overall. So I'm looking for like a high, you know, 85, 87 to come in and be that solidified guy. Not quite Patrick Surtain, but like a Denzel Ward, except if he's like, okay, right here, Greg Newsome. This is good, except they're down -2 in cap space. That's insane. See, like Charvarius Ward would be nice, except he's 30 and he's got 1 year left on his deal. Not worth it. Done deal. I went ahead and settled, traded the rest of our draft, Jordan Love, for Deontay Banks with big time upside. I love Deontay Banks. Favorite corner coming out of the draft, by the way. Maryland is produced a stud. And then I had to get Lipton there for cap reasons. And moment of truth, let's see what these 2 quarterbacks came out with. And wow, Forbes was actually better. But Eric Walker with the hidden development is probably gonna be my guy here. It's tough because Dylan Forbes is definitely a better athlete, but strength, I mean, it's so tough, man. We have ourselves a quarterback battle. And if you thought I was kidding about a quarterback battle, I'm not lying at all. Eric Walker and Dylan Forbes through the preseason, I will keep an eye out, simulate each and every game, look at their stats, accuracy, percentage, anything. I will decide a quarterback manually. And here are the numbers. So 5 of 7, no touchdowns, but 70 yards. So Eric Walker looks good. Dylan Forbes on 11 of 18, a touchdown and an INT, 61% on, you know, less, you know, play time. Obviously, Eric Walker had less. So on more play time, bigger sample size, he was sacked once. So first start goes to Dylan Forbes, and he does meh, probably not great. It's not trending correct for him. And now I will go ahead and put the other dude in the starting spot. And then we do battle again. These guys are starting to clash a little bit. No interceptions to 3 from Forbes. So Forbes is definitely on the downtrend right now. Eric Walker seems to be doing significantly better. Like, it's not even close to close. It's definitely Eric Walker trending right now. That is a significant difference between the two. So Eric Walker right now looks like the starter. I'll go ahead and make Dylan Forbes, or I'll put Eric Walker back in the starting spot for the last game, and then we'll look at the last preseason games numbers between the two of them and make our little decision. And through 45 attempts, 32 completions, 71%. He was sacked 3 more times though, so that's a little rough. 3 more times from the last time we saw him, which is a little unfortunate. But Eric Walker, no interceptions, may have thrown no touchdowns, that's fine. Rushing out of the two though, Dylan Forbes had 60 on the ground. Eric Walker only had 35. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not a massive gap, but Forbes, like I said, is a better athlete in the first place. So I think Eric Walker's job. It's Eric Walker's. Wow. Oh my lord. Have you ever seen an 83 overall team start 0-7? You have now. This is a wow. Yeah, well, the Vikings are leaving Green Bay with the win after a thriller against the Packers. Bullshit. Golly, I wanted that, dude. We'll go ahead and see how the rookie quarterback Eric Walker is doing in his first half of NFL action. He's almost dead last in the league in passing yards. 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Good. He's being a little conservative. He's been sacked 10 times. Antonio Gibson's doing pretty good. Eric Walker's running a little bit. Receiving wise, Jaden Reed tied with Kenny Gross, actually. Christian Watson there as well. Defensively, Quay Walker doing his thing. Rod Carter right behind him. Sean Gary getting active early in the season, and then Kenny Clark leading the team in sacks. So I don't really know what to think of everything right now, man. This is a little bit rough. Man. Not sure what we'll do. Wow, 160 million in cap space. I want Jair for like another 3 years, and this is going to be a pretty significant contract, especially if he doesn't want to be here. So he's happy to sign and continue playing, or to play for this incredible place, organization, whatever you want to call it. And then Deontay Banks, I want back for life. This man is going to be a pillar of Green Bay in these upcoming years for sure. And then Jaden Reed, we'll take a little look-see at here in just a minute. I want to make sure we get these definites signed. Michael Mayer, 6-year deal. Something like this should work for him, and hopefully he will be back and happy. Quay Walker, same thing. Need him back long-term. I don't even care if it's for 6 years. And so we'll go ahead and do close to 11 mil. Kind of hurts. But Quay Walker's worth it for sure, as long as he can keep progressing. Elton Jenkins just hit 30. I'm fine with a 2-year deal on him, giving him 10 and close to another 7. Hopefully he wants to stay as well. I know we're kind of just handing out money right now, but we have the money to do so. Antonio Gibson right now has not earned another contract with us, and that's just a fact. I think that anyone could see that. Sam Cosmi, will want him back as well, especially on a 5. Keep him around for the distance. We'll pay him closer to 9.5 on average. I'm happy to sign and continue to play for, or in this incredible. I never get to read all that. David Bakhtiari is pretty much gone. Adrian Amos wasn't supposed to stay here. Luke Musgrave, now it looks like future starter, not exactly, but if you want to stay on the team, boss, go ahead and do it. He's excited to stay with the team, so that's good. Backup tight end solidified for the next 5 years or whatever I sign him to. Wyatt's going to be gone. Carl Brooks, Wooden, Anthony Johnson, these guys will just walk because this guy I'm going to accept the option on, though. Just not guys I'm really interested in bringing back. So we'll get back to contract negotiations here with Mr. Jaden Reed. I'm fine with another 4 years on him. If we want to give him 7 on average, it's not bad. Jaden Reed as, the #1 receiver on the team right now even. So maybe receiver is something we got to go after this offseason to kind of counterpart him. Christian Watson really hasn't worked out how we thought he would. And then Kenny Gross really hasn't stepped up and played a whole lot. I think this is his 2nd year pretty much in action. So we'll be pretty excited to see how he can do. And these receivers kind of develop by the end of the year as well. They're kind of fighting for roster spots, honestly. tradable, not really like cut, but they're definitely tradable. Unfortunately, one more that I like. It's under my face cam. We went 5-12. It's not good, but I wanted to lose more. I'm not gonna lie. Once we started 0-7, wasn't really happy to head towards the playoff, but I was happy to try to get a good draft position. That didn't really come to fruition either. Still not doing great. Almost 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, there's 12 interceptions. I do want to see what his overall is looking like, as he has now played a season. He's 60 or 76 overall with star development, so there is that. And then Dylan Forbes, who actually attempted a pass at some point in the season, up 75 with normal development. And yeah, 88 throw on the run. Wow, that's got to be good. I want to see Eric Walker's stats, something in ratings I didn't really look at, but he's also 22. Throw on the run isn't quite as good. Play action under pressure is a lot better. So I don't know. I think we'll just keep Eric Walker playing. It's not really a big deal. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't think Antonio Gibson played into another contract. Zamir White, he's just going to be here for, you know, for the next 4 years or whatever until he's 30 as a backup. So we'll look for that RB1. And then receiving, Jaden Reed really was the only guy doing anything. Other than that, nobody else really got too involved in a surprising manner. Quay Walker did really good. Rod Carter was okay. TFLs, Rashawn Gary led in both sacks and TFLs. Kenny Clark next up. Sheldon Webster trying to get some numbers up. And someone that's really not come alive here in this this rebuild is... Let me find him real quick, because Lucas Van Ness, I know he had 5 sacks, but I was really hoping for him to have like at least a double-digit sack season by now, but hasn't happened. Jair back and 6 interceptions, so playing into his new contract for sure. And this might be the last offseason, boys. It's getting late. Been recording for 3.5 hours now, and I would pick it up tomorrow morning, but it's the first rebuild of the year. I'm not going to string this one out like an hour and 30-minute long video, so... hopefully it's not at that point. If it is, sorry. But thank you boys for watching, I guess. No good options again. Tyler Scott's our best one here, and I'm not interested at all. So Darnell Washington's available with star development or normal development is killer. Jake Fergie, one of my favorite players in real life. So it's pretty interesting. Looking around, can't really find anything I want. And it's just another shitty class, so Nolan Smith will be our best go after, and we don't even need him, to be frank. So where would he even go and play? That I have no idea, which makes me want to withdraw this offer, which I will. It's just not worth signing if we have a guy like freaking what's his face. We'll go after Marcus Williams for a year and just feed him money to see if it changes anything in the back half of the defense. We'll put him at strong safety. We'll just feed him money, and if he wants to play for us, he can play for us. I mean, man, he's got so many good freaking deals. Free agency sucks. This is what I'm getting out of this. I'm just gonna pay these two players like they're the best in the league, Taylor Decker and Traven Merrick, because we need Merrick. He's a position of need, and then Taylor Decker to see if it can help our quarterback at all, just replace our younger tackle that we have playing. So hopefully those two can make an impact. If they don't, I mean, man, I don't really know what to do. We were last offense in the league and 22nd on defense. So, and we have the 3rd pick this time around. Let's see what sort of players are at the top here. Everything's not a position in need, but I'm looking for just standout great players. And Jason Richardson's here at the top, or Richards, not Richardson's. Physical just looks great, you know, as an athlete, and just his physicals look good. Tackling, power moves can be a little bit, you know, not great. Play rec doesn't look even, I mean, they're all A's, but not where you want them. You want them to be whatever, although he could have some like D power moves and just be straight up 72 overall, which is not what you're looking for at that spot. Vaughn Phillips, though, now this is someone I might be able to get on board with if he runs crazy fast or something. Physicals 4.37's not bad at all. Physicals, you know, they're not physical ratings and skills. B catching, B release, A medium route, C catch and traffic. Catching isn't even that great either at a B. I mean, that was an A. This is like our guy, but Vaughn Phillips here is probably going to be our guy. Or we can try to trade out of this spot and look for someone, you know, that the league wants me to, or wants to get, you know, at this spot and just trade out of it and get a certified stud that we know is going to be good. So we can explore that for sure. Here's Jamal Snell, who at corner is, I mean, looks like an incredible athlete. I don't really know. I hate taking the shot here because of the B to D man coverage. You don't know. So I hate taking that. So we'll see. But we'll see what we can get for the first round pick. I think that's where we will start. And see, like, stuff like that. We can get DJ Moore right now, which is something I'm definitely down for. Jerry Jeudy, even Nick Chubb to come and play for us. We do need a running back. I forgot about that. This is an insane deal. Asante Samuel would be fun. Kadarius Toney, Michael Pittman Jr., Zach Martin to come play, Devon Achane to come play with us, and a second round pick next year. A lot of great options for freaking sure. Oh my lord, there's so many. At this spot though, I will say CJ Gardner-Johnson's also very appealing. These are all players that can definitely help immediately. How is this worth it? That is so stupid. That deal like just doesn't even compare. We can have Jackson Smith and Jigba, then have Jaden Reed and Christian Watson. That wouldn't be bad. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Damian Pierce, though. I love Damian Pierce. DJ Moore, though. I mean, it's just so appealing. Do I want... I'll take Jackson Smith and Jigba plus a fourth. Because what are they offering? Oh, there's a second in that, too. But they're the same overall, right? Yeah, same overall. I'm going to take the younger player here. Go Jackson Smith and Jigba. Reach for that upside. Looks like he's already been paid too. So that is also significant. We'll go ahead and see how many years he has left. Yeah, so he's already on a new deal. And we'll go ahead and try to bundle him. And then quarterback. We won't give Dylan Forbes away yet. We'll do this deal right here. And see if we can get some sort of running back of value. No, but we can just pick up Zion Johnson if we wanted. Brian Harris, which is some auto-generated superstar X-Factor free safety. Julian Love at strong safety wouldn't be a horrible fix. Isaiah Simmons isn't a bad option, but he's 29 already. Left tackle Charles Cross also wouldn't be horrible. I don't think I'll go after any of them. We'll kind of go ahead, poke around our roster and see what we can really spare and what we really need. So I have Kenny Gross, Ernest Jones, Jerome Andrews, and the rest of our draft in here. We can get DJ Moore again, plus that third, Jerry Jeudy. I'm not exactly looking for that right now, though. I'd look for a strong interior presence along with, not John Franklin Myers type, but with a great running back, and Devon Achane there is definitely someone I'm looking at, but... I mean, even to get Devin Witherspoon, man, that would be insane. Spriggs, even. I don't know. I think that I'll just try to, like, pawn these guys off one by one. I don't know if that sounds cruel or not, but I'll try to make some deals done and get what we need. And the steal of the decade, Ernest Jones and some backup strong safety. That's on his last year of the deal. We'll go for, and a third and a fifth. We'll go for Ed Oliver on the last year of his deal, which is 27 plus mil. So it's definitely expensive right now. But it's the last year he's going to be getting paid that much anyways. So it's like a one-year deal with crazy money, but we can extend him. He's like a restricted free agent. And this right here is just too good of a deal. John Mechie plus one of the first second-round picks that we have and fourth-round pick. So basically what I meant by when I said the second round is it's one of the first second-round picks. So just to get Jordan Brooks, even on it, that's tough actually. He's 29. And if we need, like, the middle of the field, we already got to strap down Quay Walker. And I'm wasting my resources pretty much and my chance to get a good running back. So, do I go, like, a Cam Akers type right here? Like, I'm not quite sure what to do. Or if I go straight shooter for the running back. Done deal. The second, the fourth, and John Mechie give us Devon Achane. So, I will happily take that. Now we have speed and Devon Achane and then kind of a ground and pound guy with Zamir White. And we'll see if I can cook up anything else. It seems quite easy. Nope, can't really make anything else happen. We'll have to stick with the team that we have right now, which is perfectly fine. I'm not frustrated with that at all. All right, we'll go ahead and look at the final, or potentially the final year's team here with the Green Bay Packers. So not 100% sure what we'll do with Devon Achane. I think I have him where I like him anyways, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, newest on the team. I was hoping for him at our spot where we originally took our first round pick. Who did we freaking take? I'm blanking. Whatever. Offensive line is quite good. Eric Walker headed into his second year with only a 76. That's the only thing that really worries me. And then, yeah, X factors everywhere. So Ed Oliver, Kenny Clark, Antoine Logan, and Webster. We same draft class, by the way. We'll be right next to each other. Deontay Banks on the other side of Jair. Eric Stokes is here now, and Flower. Oh my lord! And we got Trayvon Merrig. We got a quite weak secondary, if you will. Jair, Eric Stokes, Deontay Banks, Andrew Booth, and then this guy. Can't remember where this guy came out of, or came from. But yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty good team headed into our final year, or potentially, like I said, our final year. All defensive line, Rashawn Gary off one edge, Van Ness off the other. These two up the interior with Webster backing up Van Ness, Logan backing up the D tackles, and Peyton Turner backing up Rashawn Gary. Slot corner looks good for now. I'm fine with the team. And we start off 5-2, so not a bad start at all. We'll go ahead and upgrade players. I'll worry about players ready to negotiate at the end of the year. I'm not even going to stop and check now, considering this is probably, likely, very likely, the last year of this rebuild. So, yeah, go ahead and upgrade everybody right now. We're making a last-ditch effort, a win-now proposition, but I didn't go all the way in because I didn't really want to commit, but we still have next year's first-round pick in case we are in desperate need of anything. But I doubt we'll need it, so yeah, we'll go ahead and just hop into here, trying to load stats and awards. Like I said, this menu's kind of moving kind of slow. Eric Walker, 5th in the league in yards right now. That's amazing. With only 1 interception to 9 touchdowns is incredible. Rushing, Devon A-Chain doing what he needs to do at 45 or 4.5 yards a carry at 500 plus yards. Really good stuff from him at the midseason. Jackson Smith-Njigba is taking control of this offense. Really happy to see that. Almost 216 yards after the catch. So that's really, there is 260, not almost. Quay Walker leading the team in tackles of 48 or 58. And next up is Rashawn Gary, 41, tied with Rod Carter. Tackles for loss, Rashawn Gary with 10, and then 6.5 sacks. Anybody else got anything? Kenny Clark with 5. Yeah, Venice with 4, Ed Oliver with 2.5, Antoine Logan with 1. Nothing crazy. Already 3 INTs on the season for Jair, though. So we're on the fast track to the playoffs. Hopefully we don't jinx it. Knock on wood real quick. And we'll move into the second half of the season to see where we end up with our second-year quarterback and the rest of the team. And we do enter the season end of the season with a wild card place. So that's really good. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our players. I'll take you guys to see the stats. And during the course of this rebuild, I have not switched playbooks, but I mean, it is what it is. These ones are fine. Eric Walker, closer to 3,600 yards, 21 touchdowns, only 4 INTs, so solid season for him. Devon A-Chain, first 1,000-yard rusher we've had, I think, in 2 or 3 years. Jackson Smith-Njigba up over 1,200 yards. This is huge. Jaden Reed took a pretty big step back with Christian Watson, almost 1,000 yards on the season as well. 120 tackles from Quay Walker is quite nice. 7 TFLs for him, but 19 for Rashawn Gary and 12.5 sacks. Another 12 TFLs for Rod Carter, 11 for Sheldon, and 11 for Antoine. Van Ness next up with 10. And then we'll go ahead and look at the sack numbers. Rashawn Gary with 12.5. Kenny Clark with 7. Van Ness with 6. 5.5 for Antoine. 5 for Ed Oliver. And kind of go down the board here. We'll take a little look-see here at interceptions. 4 for Jair. Second half of the season only had 1. We aren't going to jump in quite yet. If we make it to the conference championship, then yes, we probably will. But we are evenly matched up here with the Falcons. It's kind of a toss-up with Madden. We'll probably lose, and we lose. So that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys stuck around and watched, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It would mean so much. And yeah, just appreciate everyone for watching. And especially if you watched till now, you're a trooper. And see you guys next time.